Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed in the last week. Thank you so much. I appreciate you're from other budgeting channels, and it was a real surprise for me. So I'm so grateful for the shout out and for everyone to be so kind and come along and support me, either watching my videos or just leaving a comment or subscribing. That was a really nice surprise for me. And it's just really nice because I want people to kind of, I guess, follow my journey. I love following other people's journeys to see how they're getting on. You know, sometimes we might make a little mistake here or there. We're not perfect. Even people who've been budgeting for a long time still make the odd mistakes. And it's just really nice to see that, you know, we're not alone, and, you know, things crop up for everyone, and we've got to make the best of, you know, what we're going through at any given time. So today we're going to be looking at my mid-month review for February, just to see how we're getting on with my budget for this month. It's not been too bad. February's been pretty quiet, nothing too insane going on. So I'm just going to move my calculator over to that side. Just going to check on my camera because it's a bit awkward today. So I've got my son's earphones on again because my cat has gone through the third pair of earphones in less than a year. Luckily they're very cheap ones, so I need to get another pair. I've got some wireless ones, but they don't work with my microphone, so I need to grab some new ones tomorrow. But for today I've got my son's ones on, which aren't the best quality, and yeah, so if it's a bit funny, I apologise, that's why. Okay, so all this blabbering, I'm a bit out of breath because I'm sat in a really funny position where I can barely breathe, but honestly, I'm wittering on. So it's currently the 18th of February, so we've only got 10 days left. This month is flying by compared to January. Like, yeah, it's going to be March before we know it. So looking at what we've got here, this on the first page is like my bills, which very rarely change from what I had put down, and it's the same here. Actually, no, we've had one change. Club was actually 36 and not 38, so we've saved £2 there. But nothing else has changed here. I'm just checking it against my main one. We are on schedule to save the £40 that we always do in groceries. Sometimes it's 50, this month's 40. Rabbit bedding is, yeah, we've not bought anything more. We've still got tons of that left, so as expected. Pet supplies, I have bought some, but I haven't actually done the receipt yet for it. But it's looking at around, I think it's just under £7 that we've spent, so we've still got £5 left. Yeah, I bought some kibble and I bought some rabbit pellets. Yeah, that's it so far this month. And actually the kibble we didn't need to get yet, but I just thought I'd get it whilst I was at the store so I don't have to go back. So I don't even think we'll open the kibble maybe until March, but it's bought now. And actually it's a good thing because March is going to be ridiculously expensive for me compared to what I'm going to be bringing in for wage. So it's good for me to be prepared. Lint roll sits at that. I've still got tons of lint roll left as well. That should take me to the end of March, but I don't know if it will. We'll see. And then school trip. Okay, so finally we had an email. The vote was just under 50% of us wanted the most expensive option. But because 50% wanted to go for a cheaper one, they've compromised and they've gone for the Bristol trip, but for 3 nights and not 4 nights. So fair enough. And then there'll also be school activities for those who if the children don't want to go away, if they're too anxious or if they just haven't got the money, then there'll be activities at the school as well, like day trips and bowling, canoeing, things like that. It's still not set in stone because it does depend on whether they get the minimum required for the trip. So they need a minimum of 90 children to go on the trip, and there's 126 in his year. So 3/4 of them need to be signed up for it, so it still might not even go ahead. But I have paid the deposit now, which was £50. So that was £25 from me, 25 from my husband. I did bring forward £25 from January that we set aside that hadn't been paid yet, so that money was paid out. And then they want, which was my fear, they want, instead of £50 a month, which it should have been if they'd have sorted this out in September when they should have sorted it out, it's now £100 that they want. So they wanted 50 in February, and then March, April, May is £100 each month. So that would be £50 for my half, £50 for my husband. So March is fine because we've still got the 25 from February as well as the 25 in March, so that's covered. April and May, I was only planning to put £25 aside out of my budget like I've been doing. So what I'm going to do is I have got £125 saved in my school trip envelope, which is for a separate school trip, but not until next January. So I'm going to take £50 out of there so that I've got enough in April and May. And then June, July, I will take 25 as I was doing out of my wage and just reimburse the envelope, so that by the end of July I will have paid for the residential, and the money that was in the school trip envelope would be reimbursed fully. And that means by August, anything that I save from August onwards is going to be towards getting my son a new phone. Because all the big school trips will have been saved for or paid for, and then smaller school trips will just come out of monthly wage, if that makes sense. So this £25 is moving over to March. Sorry if you can hear bangs, aeroplanes, trains. It's really difficult with these headphones. They're really loud. So everything sounds super loud to me, but I don't want to keep stopping. So yeah, sorry if there is aeroplanes and things. We live by a small airport, so there's light aircraft going over quite often for training and things like that. Gifts went into the gifts fund, social went into the social fund. I have spent some of my social amount. I've finally bought the Chesington tickets for my son. He got bought a voucher for Christmas from Grandad, and that was supposedly to cover 2 tickets. I went to try and buy them yesterday, red letter days, and initially they wanted an extra £14 to do 2 tickets, and I was like, no, this is meant to cover 2. So I messaged them and they were like, oh, I don't know what's happened there. Yeah, of course you don't. So they changed the voucher for a 2-day one, and I still had to pay an extra £6 something. I expected it to be £4 because the online price is £32 a ticket and the voucher was for £60. So £4 should have been what I was paying, but I paid £6 something. So don't buy through red letter days, just go straight to the place, because honestly, they just try and rip you off. So, yeah. So I've bought an extra ticket via Chesington's website for £32, and then paid the extra £6 on the red letter days. So it's all booked now. We're going in the Easter holidays. So I'm really looking forward to that. And so totaling up, that was £38. So 19 of the social. So I can't remember how much I've got saved in social. I think it's something like I've got about maybe £60, £70, something like that in social. So yeah, £19 will come out of that, which is what it was there for. It was for, I've got a dinner with my girls at the start of April, and then we've got the Chesington at the end of April, and then I'll be saving for London with some of my other girlfriends later in the year. So if this school trip does go ahead, I will do it while my son's away, so that I'm not on a schedule to get back. I'll take my personal day with work. They allow an extra, because I work in a school. Obviously, my normal time off would be school holidays, but we are given 1 extra personal day paid for in any school year, and so I will take next year's one I think it's the 1st of October, I'll take it. So that would be nice. So I'll just wait for them to confirm this is definitely going ahead, and then once I've got enough for a ticket, I'll book the train ticket to London and get a better deal. Buffer, so far buffer wise, we have spent so far £10.86 on a Greggs takeaway. That was for my mukbang channel, and I allow myself like one takeaway per month for my mukbang channel, and the rest is just normal food. I also spent 50p on a school donation. My husband put another 50p in, just £1 because I don't have loads of money. Some toiletries and a birthday card for my son's best friend. His birthday's not till March though, but I got that this month. Some face wash. Sorry, I had to wait for the noisiest aircraft ever to go over. Some goggles for my son, some swim goggles. I was thinking of getting them on Amazon initially, but I ended up going into town, which I don't always have a lot of time to do. And I'm glad that I did. Sports Direct had some Slazenger, I think they were, ones on sale. So we got them for just under £6, which is good. And then I can't read my writing. Oh, toothpaste for my son. Went to good old B&M. And I got a hair clip, like, you know, I don't know what you call them. Are they crocodile clips? The ones that are like claws, you know, you kind of, I don't know what they're called. Anyway, I got myself a hair clip for school for science lessons. When the kids are doing practicals, obviously I have to wear the safety goggles. And I never take a hair bobble with me to work, and so I'm always kind of like holding my hair back, and I don't, because I've got OCD, I don't really want to use someone else's hair bobble. I think that's so gross. So I finally remembered to get myself a hair clip to clip it back for if and when I'm in one of those lessons. So I think that's it. So I spent £20.65 so far on my buffer. And actually I had an extra, because I had £2 saved from the club money, we've actually got an extra £2 to spend for the buffer this month. So I've just popped that onto the buffer, and we'll see how that goes. Normally, if there's anything left in my buffer at the end of the month, my plan, even though I had nothing left in January, so I couldn't do it then, my plan this year was to put the first £5 left over towards a uniform sinking fund for my son. And then anything left over after that would be split between the savings challenge and sinking funds. However, March is more and more things keep coming my way for March that I have to pay for. It's not looking good. So anything that's left this month is going to have to be added to my March wage and used that way. There's going to be nothing left for savings challenges, etc. And my plan next month was to use my extra child benefit money, put half towards gifts and half for the budget, but I think I might have to use all of it the way things are going. I don't know. It'll work out. One thing is for sure, I will not go over with the budget. I will not go into debt because I've got so much money saved from different envelopes and different things. It's just sad that I can't put more towards things that I wanted to put towards, but I suppose the main thing is that I'm staying out of debt. I mean, I'm in debt, but I'm not adding to my debt. Does that make sense? So yeah, we'll just see how it goes. But tomorrow we are going out for the day. We're going to go around the shops. So I need to buy a new pair of headphones, just cheap ones, and try and remember to keep them away from the cat. I did try to keep them away from her. I put them away every time I'm not using them, or when I go off to the toilet even. But my son was kind of messing around with me, and I got distracted, and when I went back downstairs she'd just eaten straight through them. So yeah, I do need to get myself some tomorrow, and because it's World Book Day next month, I need to get some costume stuff for my son, not too much. He's chosen a character that's really easy to do, thank goodness. However, I also work in a school and I'm also expected to dress up for World Book Day. Hooray! So I think my department within the school had chosen Peter Pan. So I'm thinking pirate. I've got like a stripy top already. I've got some little black boots that I can add a pretend buckle to. My son has got a skull and crossbone bandana that I can wear. So he has got swords, but they're not pirate swords. So I may get myself a little dagger or a sword and add like a big gold hoop earring. And I think I've got everything else. I think I can cobble together other stuff. So shouldn't cost me too much. So I'm going to have a look at that for tomorrow. But that might come out of the buffer, or I might just take it out of next month. But I mean, I don't know. I was going to try and do it as cheaply as possible. We'll see. Okay, takeaway. So we got a takeaway on Valentine's Day, and that was actually £18.75. So we've saved a little bit there. Half-term money, I haven't spent any yet. That will be tomorrow when we go out for the day. So it will include a train ticket. We're going to get a Mackie D's. We want a Krispy Kreme because we don't have them in my town. So we're going to treat ourselves to a Krispy Kreme. Go on the pier, which I think we have to pay for. Only a tiny bit, but still. So I think that will be my money gone, and then my son will have his own spending money to go around the shops. And obviously this money is the money for the costume and the earphones, and I think I might get my mum, try and get my mum something for Mother's Day, and my stepmum for her birthday. That will actually just come out of next month's money. I'll get it now, but because I've got money in envelopes, it will I can get it earlier and then just reimburse those envelopes then. So this will come out of either just the buffer or my envelopes, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm just rambling now. So the 25 essentially for me is to get myself and my son into the next city over and get us some lunch and get us onto the pier, and then there might be a couple of quid left over after that for whatever, but yeah, not a lot of money. And then school photo was £3.25, and that we'd already paid for that when we made this video, so that was as it was. And then this was our savings challenge. That if you haven't seen the video, then you can go watch that. That was fun to film. So yeah, so we're looking good. Nothing has gone over. We're within everything. The buffer's going pretty well. Over half left of the buffer, and like I say, we've only got 10 days left. So I might try to get the costume and what did I say? Something else. I can't remember now, but whatever we need to get, I might try and get out of here. My son has got another school trip going on in March that they just emailed us the other day, which is nearly £20. So I'm not sure I'd get all of that out of the buffer. We'll see. It's only going to go over to March anyway, so it's not like I'm saving it, which I am sad about. But I knew March was going to be ridiculously expensive. So what can you do? I've just got to plod along and, just keep going. April's looking fairly expensive now as well, but not as bad as March because we have 2 weeks of no work, which means 2 weeks of no travel costs, which is like amazing. That saves me like at least £60 just from that. So I guess we'll just see, but I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit there. But I'm looking forward to having my little day with my son tomorrow. It's been really nice having some days off. Half term is only a week, sadly. This time round I could have done with 2. It's mock exams at the moment at my school, and the kids are tired. They're over it. They're over it, and the real things are only just around the corner. They are done in, and I'm done in. And to be honest, I'm looking forward to the end of the school year. I work with year 11s pretty much 98% of my work day, even though most of the people I work with, we do a range of year 7 up to year 11, but because of the needs of the students that I particularly work with, for the last 2 years I've worked with them, and it is a lot, and I love them to pieces. They're lovely kids. It's just a lot. My mental health is starting to take a toll again, like it did summertime last year, and I really didn't want to go back. I've realised now it's because I'm not balancing my work and home life out very well. Not even home life, just, chilling out, balance. My word for this year was going to be balance, and I'm trying to get that balance in. I'm more aware of it now. I'm more aware of what I need to do to kind of make myself feel a little bit better. But I feel like next school year will be a whole lot easier for me. So I'm just going to hang in there, see what it's like in the next school year, and then maybe decide actually it's not where I want to be, or we'll see how it goes. But thank you so much again for subscribing and following. I really appreciate it. I guess this channel is more for me to sort of vlog my journey. I enjoy making the videos. It's really nice to kind of talk it out as well sometimes. Like, you come up with some ideas, don't you, when you kind of talk things out, and it just feels like I've got some friends. I mean, that sounds like I've got no friends in real life. I do, but it's like people of a like mind, because I'm not embarrassed to talk about my budgeting and things like that at work, but it seems like a lot of people are not in the same sort of stage as me. Either they're fooling themselves and they're in a lot of debt, or they genuinely have quite a lot more money than I do, and so they can't understand why I won't be buying myself randomly a lunch at school, or getting myself a can of Coke, or paying out money for buying donations or whatever at the school. Like, they don't seem to understand that if it's not in my budget, I cannot afford to do it. They look at me very strangely. So it's just nice to be able to talk about it with people who know what I'm on about and share the same sort of outlook. But anyway, I'm rambling again. So that will do it for today. Thank you so much. I'll be back with my March budget in a couple of weeks. I don't think there'll be any savings challenges in March, sadly, but it's fine. We just keep plodding on. So have a great rest of your February, guys. And if you're in half term, have a lovely time with your little ones. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.